I'm meteorologist John Marshall updating you on Hurricane Florence. There is a bit of good news on this Wednesday. The storm has weakened slightly. Now, let's not let our guard down. It went from about 130, 135 mile an hour sustained winds to right now 120 mile an hour sustained winds as a Category 3. Okay? These things sometimes are very tricky in forecasting intensity. We saw that back a few days ago when Florence developed rapidly, caught everybody by surprise. Well, now it has weakened somewhat, catching some people by surprise because it is in the warmest part of the Atlantic, that bathtub-like water, and the storm right now continues to move to the northwest at about 16 miles an hour. You notice on the satellite picture, here is the New York City tri-state area up through here. It is not a very well-defined center of circulation, meaning the eye. The eye wall has been broken in certain parts, and the eye diameter is about, let's say, between 20 and 30 miles in diameter. So it is not this concentric 360 circle, but the storm is still a formidable one. Do not let your guard down, even though the storm's peak winds, sustained winds, have weakened, okay? So here we go. The storm continues to move to the northwest. That Category 4, close to Category 5 status right now does not look to be happening. And that is a bit of good news. We're not going to see these catastrophic winds. We still will see damaging winds along the coast, but not catastrophic. There's a big difference there. But what's going to happen is this storm continues to push a wall of water. It's called the storm surge into the Carolinas, and that will happen later tomorrow evening through Friday and a part of Saturday. Okay? We're tracking this thing, again, Category 3, about 385 miles southeast of Wilmington, North Carolina. All right, I'm going to take some comments now. You guys can always, come on here and give me some comments. I'll show you your name, and we'll talk about it. Jeff, hey, what's up, buddy, from Bridgewater? We're watching this storm, and we have, who do we have? Datori Moria. I need a John Marshall t-shirt. Why, thank you. I got this up, designed it myself, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Go to my website. There's a link there that you can actually go in there and purchase one if you're really into that t-shirt. But let's get into the track of this hurricane, Hurricane Florence, that is still expected to cause some devastating flooding, historic flooding, and possibly catastrophic flooding for the Carolinas. The track, again, we're not looking, neither is a hurricane center, at a Category 4 at landfall. It comes up to the west-northwest, high pressure still in control. It is looking like it's going to be a Category 3, making landfall or just skirting the coast of southern North Carolina sometime late tomorrow night into Friday, and the storm, because of high pressure to the north, takes an unusual track to the southwest along the coast, whether it's inland or just offshore. It really won't make a difference, folks, because what's going to happen is the waters by the coastline right here are very shallow. So this hurricane is going to grab that water, its energy source, and use it for fuel. Well, what happens when the water is shallower and shallower, there's a lot of upwelling that occurs. So the deeper, colder water does come up and tends to shut off the energy source for a hurricane, meaning it won't strengthen. It will actually weaken as it goes along the coastline, but it will continue to be a strong hurricane as a Category 3, then weakening to a Category 2 and 1, and then come inland somewhere over the southern upstate of South Carolina. Okay? The upstate of South Carolina, it comes down. Again, this is a crazy, crazy track. Will we see remnants here? Possibly. Tuesday into Wednesday of next week, and I'm just talking scattered showers. The only issue up here is going to be rough seas and dangerous rip currents. Okay? Let's see what we have here. Jason Fisk. Has anyone gotten 20 to 40 inches of rain in recent history? Jason, yes. Last year, Harvey. Remember Houston? They had up to 50 inches of rain. So this would be amazing, and not in a good way, if portions of the Carolinas got up to 40 or 45 inches of rain. Back-to-back years, unheard of. What is going on? Well, this is an intense time with these storms throughout the area. Tree guys are waiting. Bring it. Well, listen, man. You know what? If that's your business, I get it, but we do not want to see devastation down over portions of the Carolinas. Okay? Unfortunately, what is this here, Linda? Let's see what this gal says. Linda's asking me, how do these news people stay safe when they're reporting from the storm front? I, for one, never liked going out in weather like this. I've covered blizzards. It's tough. I did a quadruple shift back in 2010, and it was tough in 2 feet of snow trying to get through that. You know what? It's in their blood. It's part of their gig. They just do it. So I'm going to show you the European operational map, the newest guidance this afternoon that came in. And what it's going to show you is the track of the storm that is now off the ocean. And again, this is the European model. This model has nailed it. The GFS was well to the north and east. That model stinks for tracking hurricanes. But here it comes. Later tomorrow night, Thursday, toward Wilmington. Bang. Just off the coast. Or does it stay inland? Right, this model depicts it making landfall by Cape Fear. And look at it, taking a southwest track over Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and then coming inland. The track now, with all the models, brings the storm into the eastern part of North Carolina and drifts it to the south and west and just dumps tremendous amount of rain. What also is going to happen is the water is going to come up. A 9 to 13-foot storm surge is expected over portions of the Carolinas. Okay? The ocean will come up to 12 feet above high tide level. Unbelievable. And the rain, concerned about it. Take a look at this number up here. This is the rain max, if you guys can read that, 16 inches. Here comes the storm in. Look at these deep shades of purple and fuchsia. You can read the legend. Okay? 28. It continues to be this event, folks. It's going to be catastrophic, the amount of rain that is going to fall in such a short period of time. It keeps going. 36, 38. Obviously, this is computer generated, but this does look like it could become a reality in my eyes, just because of the slow nature of this storm. The steering currents are so weak. You got to say some prayers and Godspeed to the people down in the Carolinas. Even though the storm has weakened some, we really do have to look at the storm surge with that wall of water coming in and the amount of rain that's going to fall on top of the high winds. Now, there's another storm that has just formed. There are 4 in the Atlantic: Florence, Isaac east of the Caribbean islands, Helene near the Cape Verde Islands, and newly formed subtropical storm Joyce with winds of 45 miles an hour. We have 4. There we go. Everything's mirrored in front of the green screen that I'm showing you right now. That's why it's kind of tough to get that. But anyway, 4 storms. And there's another one we're watching, possible development in the Gulf of Mexico right there. We're going to watch that. It may become a tropical depression. If it's named, it becomes a storm. It will be Kirk. Could you imagine 5 named storms in the Atlantic Basin? Pretty crazy. But you guys, give me some comments. I'm going to open this up right now. We'll get to the 5-day forecast in a minute. But right now, I'm going to take your comments. Will New Jersey get wind? Chris, New Jersey will possibly get some easterly breezes throughout the next couple of days. High pressure to the north, the storm to the south, flow coming in off the ocean. Nothing significant. The water, ocean water, will be angry. I tell you that right now. There will be rip currents. There will be high surf right through. Cruise ships are hating this right now. Robert, you are absolutely correct. Where they're going to go, where they went, were they just in port? I got my cruise in 3 weeks ago, and as a weather guy, I knew I would never do it in September. That is the peak of hurricane season. Great question. Any of those storms, Lisa, a threat to New Jersey? No, not right now. The only thing we're going to have a threat of is high surf, rip currents from Florence, and then any remnants as the storm weakens and then shoots up the Appalachians, meaning in the form of showers, midweek next week. I do not think we're going to see anything severe, okay? Holly, will we get anything in PA by Philly? Exact same story. Maybe some scattered showers, some rain midweek next week, okay? Keep these questions up. They're great. You guys down in South Carolina, North Carolina, I'm with you here. Yeah, let's see what we have here from, well, we got a lot of people coming in. Dave. Kind of reminds me of Floyd. Yes. Floyd took a track up and off the coastline of Florida in 1999. Here's Flo. Floyd was down here and came up the coast as a tropical storm and dropped a tremendous amount of rain in our area. This storm will not come up the coast. we will get the remnants once it goes inland and up the Appalachians for Tuesday into Wednesday. Okay, guys? Let's see. I'm just scrolling through. I appreciate your time here. How's it looking for the Charleston area? Charleston, South Carolina. Not too good. You will not have intense winds of 125 plus. You will have hurricane force winds down there, meaning 75. Huge difference. But you'll have a tremendous amount of rain, probably into the latter portion of the weekend. Okay? Well, anyway, listen, I'm going to get to the 5-day forecast right now. You guys have been great. Holly, did you just hear about the waves being 80 feet high? My wife just told me that the waves were 80. A news station, I'm not going to mention the news station, just reported that the wave heights were 80 feet high in the Atlantic. Do I believe that? Yes, I do. Doesn't mean 80-foot waves are going to hit the coast. Remember, waves tend to peter out as you go out from the distance of the epicenter of the storm, which is the eye. Okay? So, what about our 5-day forecast? It's been humid here, you guys know that. Well, as we take a look for tomorrow, a mixture of clouds and sun. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s. It will be mostly cloudy. It will still be humid. Maybe a spot shower. There'll be some fog and drizzle in the morning. Friday, a bit more sun, 78. And right now, the weekend's not looking that bad. Okay? Had to put a smile in there amongst all this chaos down to the south. The upper 70s, we should be at 78. That is the average high temperature for, what is it, mid-September. And a bright Monday. Temperatures within a few degrees of 80. So again, just to recap here, the hurricane has weakened a bit. It is down to 120 miles an hour. It's lost some of its intense look. There's not a lot of deep red and black in there. It could possibly go up a little bit in strength over the next 12 to 24 hours. But once it gets closer to the coast, it will lose its wind intensity in the form of sustained winds, probably go down to 115, maybe 110. That's the thinking. Again, these things are fickle. They can change. The 2 or 3 major problems and stories here. The storm surge, the ocean coming up on those homes along the Carolina beaches from Duck, North Carolina, where a hurricane warning is in effect through the Outer Banks, to just around or just south of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. There will be an intense amount of water coming in, tidal flooding from the ocean. Remember, this thing is huge, and it is just pumping up all of this moisture in the form of, obviously, the ocean towards the coastline. Number 2 is the catastrophic flooding expected from this storm for portions of the Carolinas, especially southeastern North Carolina through northeastern South Carolina. Somebody, as you saw that graphic before, can get between 20 and 40 inches of rain in a 3 to 5 day period. That is called catastrophic. Not good. Not good. What do we have here? Thank you. I appreciate the kudos, everybody. Dominic, thank you for doing such a great job. Hey, listen, I'm just telling you like it is, folks. I'm here for you guys. Robert, questions, comments? You think this storm will weaken to a Category 1 or 2 before landfall? Possibly. It is a Category 3. It's a winds of 120. So if it goes below 110, give or take, it's a Category 2. So hopefully we won't see catastrophic wind damage, but we will, in my book, see catastrophic flooding, freshwater, rain from 20 to 40 inches. Listen, you guys, there's a lot of people down there. A lot of the people have been evacuated. I have friends of ours that just bought a house in North Topsail Beach, North Carolina. I was there 3 weeks ago. It's a beautiful area. Godspeed to those people down there. I mean, hopefully we'll get through this, you know. Prepare for the best, you know. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. You know, I know you guys appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys following me. George, what is the effects predicted for Long Island? Long Island, New York, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. The New York City tri-state area is going to be fine. Unless something just crazy happens, and I'll be amazed if this thing comes up the coast. There's just too much high pressure. where we have to watch it. The waves are rough. You see the surf, it's rough. But that's all we need to worry about right around here. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to hit the hay sooner than later. That's only 7:30. Man, it's been a long day. Back to school kind of stinks because you got to get back in the rhythm of things, and then you actually have to go back to the schools and see what your kids do. I got them back to back to back, but I'm grateful and I'm happy. All right, www.johnmarshallweather.com. People are asking about this T-shirt. You can find the website there, or the link there to purchase this. This is what I do. I go to schools throughout the tri-state area, and I teach the kids about weather. Today was a great weather assembly about hurricanes. The kids were on top of it. So go there. No nonsense, no hype forecast. www.johnmarshallweather.com. You guys have a great evening. Take care.